Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the BerryDex Podcast. It's been quite a bit, and a lot of stuff happened. So, um, let's talk about that today. Topics that will be coming up include things like TwitchCon, um, things like Pride Month. It's currently also Men's Mental Health Month. So I want to talk about that a little bit. And I guess just, talk about how it's going and just like that. Um Also, I know I play Minecraft. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see I'm playing Minecraft, but I want to probably moving forward talk a bit less about what I do in the game, just so you can kind of like listen to it back while, not really paying attention to the game or whatever. Um yeah. And also there is also for the people that are watching the video and not just listen to it. Um I made some progress of recording because I did a recording actually before I went to TwitchCon, but I decided to cut it because it wasn't really I don't know, I didn't really like it as much, so that's why it's been a while since I uploaded a video. Um but yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. If you don't like it and you're like, oh, but I do want to know about like what you're doing in the game, feel free to let me know in the comments. But I won't be focusing on it as much. I'm just gonna be playing, and we'll just be doing whatever. Another thing that you might have noticed is that I have a new microphone. So hopefully that's a bit nicer to listen to compared to my old shitty Blue Yeti mic. But we'll see. I guess first things first. We should talk a little bit about TwitchCon because I went to TwitchCon Rotterdam, this year, and it was a blast. I actually I went with Dex. If you don't know who Dex is, I'll leave a link to their channel in the description. But I've been friends with them for a few years, and yeah, I mainly hung out with him and his friends because I'm at that point in my stream career where people don't really know me as much yet, and that's fine, of course. But yeah, and it was fun. I pretty much hang out with them the entire time. We went out for drinks, and there was also a VR chat meetup. I realized I'm not really doing this very structuredly, but who cares? But yeah, it was fun. I got my own hotel room, and I even got a free upgraded room. I'll put some pictures on the screen if you want to look at it, if I don't forget, of my room. And it was really nice because I had a view on the Erasmusbrug, and I'm Dutch as well, and it was in the Netherlands. I forgot to even say that, I think. But yeah, it was a really good time. Probably one of my favorite conventions I've been to so far. And next year it's gonna be in the Netherlands as well, and I'm hoping to meet some new people there at that point too. So I'm excited for that. I'm trying to think if I have fun stories, but I'm always terrible with my memory. I got a bunch of art because I love art. I'm not like an artist or anything, but yeah, there's like an artist alley at TwitchCon whenever TwitchCon is happening, and yeah, it was just really really nice. There was a lot of nice art. I'll probably put it on the screen as well if I remember to. And yeah, it was nice too because I posted a picture on Twitter, and one of the artists that I bought something from saw their own shirt, and they were like, "Oh, that's my shirt. I'm so happy about it. Thank you." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." So I really love that interaction. I went to the GamerSubs booth. It's kind of a funny story about the GamerSubs booth because I wanted to buy a t-shirt, right? Because I like the GamerSubs t-shirts. They always look really cool. And the only person I recognized on the shirt was Shy Lady. So I was like, "Oh, I'll buy the Shy Lady shirt." And then at first they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, they're sold out in your size." I'm like, "Damn." And I was like, "Okay, then I'll get this shirt." And I picked out another one, which also looked good. They were like, And I was like, oh, can I pay with card? And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, we have like a lot of card issues, but let me see if I can make it work for you. I'm like, okay, cool. And then their system was like malfunctioning a lot. And they were like, oh, actually, and then they checked like the shirt and they're like, oh, we also don't have that in yours. Like, I'm like, damn. I'm like, okay, I'll just pick the other one then. And they're like, okay. And I went back to pick up the shirt again while they were still like struggling to get the card system working. And they were like, you know what? Do you just want to get like this display shirt? I'm like, sure. Because it was like in my size. I'm like, okay, I'll take that. I'm like, okay, cool. Oh, look at this. Sorry, I'm cutting off my story and talking about game stuff, but this is always nice. I like it. And there will be more guests in the future, but I had actually someone planned to be on the episode today, but didn't really work out times wise, which, you know, could happen. So, but yeah, anyway, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll take that one. And then they got their card system just gave up pretty much. I'm like, and I didn't have enough cash on me. I was like, damn. And then I asked like, oh, can I just pay like through PayPal or something? And they're like, yeah, we got it. And then they let me pay through PayPal and they gave me a discount, which was awesome. And I got the shirt. So hell yeah. So that was really fun. That was nice. I love when people are like friendly like that. They're like, oh yeah, you know what? Sorry. This was kind of weird interaction. Let me just give you a discount. I'm like, hell yeah, man. Thank you. I'm Dutch, you know. We love discounts. But yeah, that was great. Trying to think of other stories. Well, I just met a bunch of people. I also met Yumi for a bit, which was nice. I only went on the Saturday. I was in Rotterdam pretty much the whole weekend, but we went last year as well, and we kind of well, I actually went in Amsterdam too, but that was like a few years ago. And then I had 2 days, but I was like, oh, I don't want to go on the second day because I already seen most of the things on the first day. So I've just been going like 1 day. But I was kind of sad I didn't go 2 days this year because there was a VTuber meetup on Sunday apparently that I didn't get to go to. So I don't know. I was very proud of myself actually because the last 2 times I went, I was more awkward and shy and stuff. And I definitely like was a bunch less of that this time around. Like I actually talked to people that I didn't know and I was like, oh, okay, awesome. It was very fun. And like, you know, I know most of the people there weren't there for me or anything. Like I mainly hung out with Dex's friends. But that's fine. Hopefully next year I know a bit more people that I can like hang out with or whatever. Oh, you also want to know something fun? I guess when this episode goes up, I probably already revealed it, but next week is actually my birthday because I'm recording this on June 6th. And my birthday is technically on June 15, but it's on a Sunday. So I'm going to do like a big celebration stream on the Saturday. And probably gonna do like a VR chat thingy. So I'm excited for it. Yeah, I should probably collect my thoughts for a bit because I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, you know, my brain sometimes freezes up. I'm like, oh, I just zone out too much when I'm talking. I can't multitask too well. But yeah, other than that, you know, I've just been working. I got my first paycheck a couple of weeks ago, which was, boy, that was nice. That's why I have this new microphone now. But yeah, it's very nice. And everything in my job is currently going well as well. People are proud of me, so it's a pretty good feeling. Just the downside of it is that I can't make content as much as I want to, but because I'm just exhausted most of the time. But you know, it makes the times when I can make content more special in a way. That sounds really corny, but truly it is. It is. Hello, Sir Skid. I'm just planting these. And in these episodes, like, oh, I should turn that off if I can. Yeah. Like in these episodes, I don't want to feel too pressured to like achieve things. I've kind of noticed in the game. I'm like, I just want to do whatever. If I just want to run around for an hour, then I'm gonna run around for an hour while I talk about shit. I want this podcast to be kind of something a bit more light. Just something that you guys can just listen to whenever or just have on in the background. Oh, and I didn't even talk about this, but technically this is the first episode on the new channel. And I'm actually really proud of the new channel already. Like, you may give me an argument like, oh yeah, but you only have 12 subscribers. But I'm like, I don't really even care, to be honest. I've just been really having a blast making stuff for it. And I like truly feel like I can kind of just upload whatever I want. And I don't know why that was just kind of not the case on the other channel. Because technically I can do that. But I don't know. I just feel like there's a bit less pressure to it or something. And it feels pretty good. Like I made a mental health video that I randomly recorded when I was like feeling not as great. I'm feeling a lot better now, which is great. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just having a good time. I'm not really stressed about anything currently, which is a great feeling to have. And in a way, I feel like the whole TwitchCon thing has like recharged my sanity a lot, to the point where I've like when I came home from TwitchCon, I've just kind of been feeling a bit lonely, which is weird. Because I like being alone most of the time. Hang on, let me just destroy those then. But I don't know. This week I was very much like, oh, this is a different feeling. And before like those kind of events, my social battery would like drain super fast and I would be like super exhausted. And sure, I was tired afterwards, but it was also just kind of nice to meet a bunch of people and hang out with a bunch of people. So I definitely want to try to go to more events like that. And I've already kind of talked with Dex about this idea, but I think what would be fun for next year to go to TwitchCon is like to buy myself like a camera or like a good phone with a good camera and vlog some of it. Just to kind of give you guys like a little view of what TwitchCon is like if you haven't been. And you are allowed to record and stream, but you just can't do that everywhere, I mean, duh. But yeah. I feel like that would be really fun. And Onahime's group, the Forest Gang, and that we're talking about maybe going to TwitchCon Europe next year. And boy, I hope so, man. I hope so. I really want to meet them. Like, it just makes me excited, I don't know. And I tried bubble tea for the first time at TwitchCon in Rotterdam, and it was funny because we were at a bubble tea place. I won't say the name of. But I was like, oh, let's try bubble tea, or Dex talked about it or something, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'm down to try it with the balls in them. And then we went to a place and we had to like wait for like 45 minutes for the bubble tea to be done. I'm like, damn, bro. But yeah, it was kind of funny. We just joked about it. Hello, Lopani. I don't even know where I'm going in the game, but it's fine. I'm just vibing. But yeah, I think I've definitely been growing a lot as a person on social interactions and that. It's still not my favorite thing to do, because I'm sure I come across as a bit of a weirdo. But the thing that helps at TwitchCon is that everyone is a bit of a weirdo. So I feel like I'm more amongst my people, so it's easier to talk. And yeah, I think that's really all I want to say about TwitchCon. Like, oh, one more thing I guess I could say, is that there was a VR chat meetup, but this time it was part of the official like TwitchCon scheduling. And it was kind of bad because, I mean, it was fun because I got to meet some people, but they like normally when it wasn't part of the official scheduling, we were like outside of the con where there was like, a bunch of open room and stuff. And this year they put us in like a community meetup room, but it was kind of tiny and there was way more people than I think even TwitchCon expected. So it was just kind of really, a lot of people in one tiny room. But I wasn't there for too long because I went to meet up with Yumi, which was great. And Yumi was telling me about like the partner lounge and stuff because Yumi's a Twitch partner. And they had free hot stroopwafels. And I was like, damn, bro. Damn, bro. Please, I want free hot stroopwafels. Oh, nice. I got some balls. Yumi. Oh, we should evolve Charmander. Yeah. Nice. But yeah, all in all, my experience at TwitchCon was great. I had a great time. Some of Dex's friends were also Dutch, funnily enough. So it's pretty cool. I met some people, made some new friends, I think. I hope. I'm listening to like cozy jazz in the background while I'm recording this. I should do that more often. It actually helps me like focus and talk. But yeah, I think that's all I want to say about TwitchCon. I don't really have a set list today because I have like, several topics I could talk about. I was like, oh, a list is not really necessary. Like, I like having a list when I'm with other people, in case it gets like awkward or something. I mean, there's Pride Month, Yibi. For people that don't know, I'm bi. So, always nice to get some representation, Yeah, I don't know what else I really wanted to say about Pride Month, but yeah, maybe I should have made a list. I just think it's stupid that you can't be yourself or who you want to be because of what other people might think. And it's okay to be who you are, and you don't have to be ashamed or whatever. And if people around you don't support who you are, then that's on them and not on you, especially in this world that's like so filled at the moment with so many bad things that I won't be going into. The last thing that people can like shame you for is just being yourself. And I think it's very stupid if people do shame you for who you are. So be yourself, be proud of yourself. And I know it may be very hard to be proud of yourself. I know for a fact that I struggle with that sometimes as well. Even, it doesn't even have to do with like being bi or whatever most of the time. I mean, sure, it plays a role in it, I would say. But, and even if you're not like, queer or whatever, even if you're a straight man or a straight girl or whatever you are, it's okay to be proud of yourself. And I hope that one day you will be proud of yourself, because I think everybody deserves to be proud of themselves. So I think that's all I really wanted to say. I was gonna say, like, I sometimes wish that Pride Month wasn't necessarily restricted. Well, it's not restricted, but you know what I mean. Like, it's not just an LGBTQ thing in my mind. It's like, you're allowed to be proud of yourself, and I think Pride Month is a good way to remind yourself of that. And I understand why it's like so related to LGBTQ, but you know, everybody is allowed to be proud of themselves. I think, like, this is what I mean. Like, I'm not even doing anything specific in the game today. I'm just bouncing around while talking. Hope you guys don't mind this too much. Because like the last recording I did that got cut, the goal was to make a Pokédex. So I'm just gonna take it chill because I already have a Pokédex now because I did the last episode. I'm just gonna consider this like a freebie episode where I can just do whatever I want. Oh my god, you see how like I am? I have to like set goals for myself. And if I don't, I have to give myself a freebie apparently. But I'm like, I could just do what I want. Who cares? It's not about the gameplay, it's more about what I'm talking about, And the other thing that's going on this month is, men's mental health. Yeah, like, man, this is so bad. I should really script things out more. But yeah, if you're a man or a woman, I would even say, I don't know why things need to be like, oh, men's mental health or woman's mental health. It's just mental health. It kind of goes back to what I said earlier. Like, you're valid, and with whatever problems you may have mentally or whatever. Some people may not know this as much on this new channel, but I've talked a lot about mental health, and people know that I struggle with mental health quite a bit. So I can always like talk quite a bit about it on the topic. But I kind of feel bad sometimes talking about it because I don't want stuff to be like, too depressing. And it's like, I don't know. It's something stupid that's in my mind that's just been programmed into me, Haha, funny joke because I'm a robot. Hee hee. But yeah, life has definitely not been easy. And I'm finally at a point where I'm like, I think I'm good for the most part. And I have help. Like, even with my current job right now, I have like well, I didn't even talk about it technically, I guess, but I also have ASD, autism spectrum disorder. And it was kind of funny because, well, funny. I have like a job coach for my work that helps me with things like getting more structure in my job because structure is very important for me. Making sure that I like move behind my PC because I'm a programmer, and sometimes just go on a walk and empty my mind for a bit during the day, and stuff like that. And yeah, because I got diagnosed when I was very young with classical autism, it's called, but that's like the old term for it. And my job coach told me, oh yeah, that's now ASD, like autism spectrum disorder, which is very like a broad term for being autistic. Because I think PD, is it PDNOS? I think so. PDD-NOS, PDD-NOS then. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I have to sometimes say it in Dutch. And Asperger's, I think all fall under ASD now, from what I understand. But yeah. So I learned that from her. I didn't know that. I mean, I knew ASD was a thing. I just didn't exactly know what fell under it. And in general, like, I'm not the type of person that like does a lot of research on what I have. You know, I'm just me, and that's it. And if people don't like me, that's fine. They can fuck off. But yeah, you know, if you are not doing well mentally, as scary as it is and as hard as it may be, I genuinely recommend like getting a therapist or talking to someone about it. That was definitely very hard for me, and it took me like a lot of like panic attacks and whatever to finally like make that step. But it genuinely helped me a lot. And yeah, because for me what it was, a thing I can't handle is when things are happening that I don't understand. If that makes sense. Um I was having panic attacks, right? For I don't know, like a few months back in, I don't know what year it was, 2022, 2023, somewhere around there. And I just didn't know what it was, and that was driving me crazy. Because the biggest important thing in my mind is that I need to have clarity about what's happening. If I don't have that, I'm gonna go crazy. And I went crazy for a little bit. And then I got into therapy, and my therapist that I had at the time was immediately like, oh, well, the things that you're describing are definitely due to your autism. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Well, not like that, but I finally had like that clarity, because there was things like, oh, is this like anxiety? Is this like, what do you call it? I don't know the English word, but in Dutch it's called an angststoornis. I don't know if that's the same as anxiety. I might have to fact check that in the edit, but yeah. And I didn't know what it was. Like, sure, you could assume it's autism, but that's just in my own head. I don't know if that's true. So I just went to talk to somebody about it, and like, yeah, it's because of your autism. It's because you're getting yourself too overstimulated, which is why you snap. And that's when you have panic attacks. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that makes sense. Or like I go too crazy about feelings, and I go in like this infinite what do you call it, vicious cycle of like, oh, is this because of me? Is this because of that? Is this because of me? And because I don't know, and because I don't have that clarity, it's like a downward spiral. And my mind just can't handle that. And it just snaps or breaks. And that's when I have panic attack. And then, I learned about that. And then my therapist helped me be a bit more like aware of when that's happening, and give me like tools of what I can do against it to, make me not go as crazy. I talk about this on the stream a few times. I guess I can say it here too, and it may not work for you, but it's something that helped me a lot. It's like, I'm very much like a doom thinker. I'm like, oh, what if I do this wrong? Like, I'm gonna get fired from my job, for example. Let's take that as an example. Like, and it's actually been a thing, funnily enough. So I guess I can talk about it more specifically. But whenever I'm like sick, I feel very guilty. Like, it's not like I'm actually sick, right? My body is unwell, and that's why I'm sick. And I feel guilty. I'm like, oh shit, it's the first week of work, or I think it was like the second week. Like, oh shit, I'm already sick. My boss is not gonna like this. I'm gonna get fired. My contract isn't gonna get extended after 6 months. Whatever it may be. And I'm not even resting when I'm sick. It just goes in my head constantly. And the thing that I do is like, I ask myself negative questions, like, oh, for example, the sick thing, right? Oh, am I gonna get fired? Is a negative question. And a tool that I learned is to be aware of when I'm doing that. It's hard, and I'm still learning it after years. Because you have to be aware of it, that it's happening in the first place. Otherwise, you can't do anything about it. And a tool that he gave me is like, oh, well, instead of asking yourself, like, for example, am I gonna get fired? Try to twist the question into a bit more of a positive light. Like, um, I'm trying to think of an example because I don't think I did this in the moment. But you see, it's kind of hard to also twist it in a more positive thing. But you can ask like, well, maybe not a more positive question, but a more positive thought. Like, I'm sure I'm not the first one that this has happened to, kind of thing, you know? Like, I'm not the only one that's gotten sick on the second day or second week of their job, you know? And I'm sure most people didn't get fired. So I probably won't get fired too. It's like putting yourself at ease in a way. And I told my job coach about that. Like, I feel guilty when I'm sick, and it's because of this, this, and this, maybe, or I'm scared I'm gonna get fired, or whatever else. And I actually talked to my, probably important to actually communicate with people as well. Because I went to my job coach and I told her, and my job coach is like in contact with my boss as well. So she was like, "Oh, do you maybe want to talk to your boss about it and see how that goes?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do that." Then I talked to my boss about it, and my boss was very much like, "You're way too worried." Like, of course it's not gonna happen. Like, as long as it's not like a reoccurring pattern, you have nothing to worry about. And if it is a reoccurring pattern, we're not just gonna fire you. Like, we can talk about it. Maybe it's because you are too overstimulated, or you're too stressed, or things are too much for you, and it's okay. We can communicate about it. I'm very lucky with my boss, by the way. He's like the most chill guy ever. I'm just talking from my experience. Like, I'm sure there's also jobs that are not that nice about that. But yeah, and I just talk about it, and it helped me a lot. And with my boss, I have like a monthly evaluation thingy, like just to talk about how it's going and see if there's stuff that need a bit more attention. And we had one of those this week actually. On Tuesday, I believe. I'm recording this on a Friday because Friday's my days off from work. Ooh. Um, and yeah, I was very positive. I was like, because I was there with my senior programmer who helps me a lot with my questions. And it's like, yeah, you pick up things from me really quickly. You do things from yourself that we don't really see a lot of other junior programmers do. And if there's a problem or you're not clear on things, you come here to us and ask us. And all these things, and those are very positive things. I'm like, yeah. And it was very nice. And I asked my boss who was sitting there, it was like, oh, do you have anything maybe that could be better and stuff, or do you have any feedback? And he was like, no, like, you're doing very good. And that makes me feel a lot better in my own skin too. Like, that gives me confidence as well. And yeah, like, I think this week was the first week where I was like, oh, you know what? I wasn't very stressed this week. I didn't think about a lot of unneeded things this week. Everything just kind of, went as it went. And it went very well. So it was good. I'm very happy. I'm very proud that that I've achieved that. And it's funny actually, because at my job, I said that I was going to TwitchCon, and people were really nice. They were like, "Oh, how was your weekend at TwitchCon?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, went good because I got a free room upgrade. I had a nice view over the Erasmusbrug, and I went to meet up with a bunch of people and stuff." And and they were like, "Oh wow, awesome!" I'm like, "Yeah, that's really fun." And my boss was like, "What is a TwitchCon?" I'm like, "Yeah, I understand. It's okay." But yeah, I told people that I stream as well. and people are actually really supportive of it and really cool about it. Like, I don't know if I'll ever give them my username. We're like, oh, that's so cool. Like, what do you stream? Are you popular? That kind of thing. What do you play? And I think I told it in the last episode, but the company I work at, I internshipped at before, and that definitely helped a lot. Like, I kind of already knew the people that were working there, and yeah, it was very cool, and I'm really happy with my job. Yes, it's only been 40 minutes, but I feel like I've been talking about it for like 2 hours. It's okay. But yeah, um, I like how that went from mental health to that, but hey, you know, mental health doesn't have to mean that it's going bad. It can also be good mental health, having a clear head. And my boss said that I'm a very like clear speaker. Like, I can explain things very clearly. And I've actually gotten that feedback at like before on school and stuff. Like, yeah, you can present very clearly. I'm like, really? Can I? Like, damn. And it's like, I don't, it's gonna sound really sad, but I don't really stand out much IRL, so people don't generally give me like a bunch of compliments and things. But it means like a lot more when people do compliment me, if that's, if that makes sense. So it's just like, those are like things that will probably stick with me. Like, oh, people like this about me. Awesome. Hell yeah. And some people are like, kind of funny because some friends sometimes tell me like, oh, Rizu, man, like, people always think like that I have a lot more viewers and followers than I actually do, which is fine. But in itself, that's a compliment to me. It's like, oh, people think that I deserve more things. Hell yeah, thank you. So that's really cool. I know my conversations are kind of bouncing all over the place, but for my birthday, I'm trying to like invite more like online friends than I normally would, like people a bit more like outside of my circle. Like, I invited well, I plan to invite some of the forest people from Onahime's squad. And I DM'd Bear already because I don't know. I feel like I'm a bit closer with Bear. I'm like, oh, okay. I'll ask him first, And Bear was like, oh, by the way, if you like need me to help you invite the other people, like let me know. I'm like, oh my god, thank you. Because I don't know, I always feel so awkward to be like, hey person I don't know as well, do you want to come to my birthday party? But it's like, I don't know, like, I want to get closer to people, and the first step is always a bit more awkward, and that's okay. Because I don't know, after TwitchCon, I felt like the need to be more social with people. And it's kind of funny because some people I don't talk to as much, I started like DMing like, oh, good morning, how are you doing today? I hope you have a nice day, and stuff like that on Discord. I'm like, maybe to get a bit more of a foot in the door and get a bit more connected to them. I don't do it every day, but I'm like, oh, I wonder how they're doing. Let me send them a DM. And just in general, be a bit more, I don't know, not as mean to myself. I'm like, oh, they won't like you anyway. Negative thought. We don't need to do that. If there's a negative thought, the tool I learned from the therapy, just try to convert it into a positive thing. It's like, instead of thinking like, oh, they won't like me anyway. Well, if I'm interested and I want to know how they're doing, then why shouldn't I DM them? It's like, I'm just being really mean and harsh towards myself for no reason. It's like, what? Why? No. They can tell me if they don't want to talk to me. I'm not a mind reader. If I'm genuinely curious, I should just um ask. Also, am I just going in circles? I mean, kind of. I am. I just been walking in circles the entire podcast. Ooh, Thunderstone. Nice. I think next episode I'll probably start making like a storage place. I think that's what I was supposed to do for this episode, and then I just forgot. But to be fair, I haven't recorded in like almost a month. Well, 2 weeks I should say, because I did record something, but I didn't upload it. But yeah, let me know if you guys like more of these like kind of recordings, because I've been kind of thinking about it, and it's like, well, I kind of understand why people just don't want to see gameplay when it's like a podcast. Because it's like, yeah, like you listen to podcasts like in the train or something or whatever. And not really in like, well, I don't know. It depends on what you're doing, I guess. Like you can just have it on the side if you're gaming. But I usually listen to podcasts when I like work, so I can't even see the gameplay. It's just like, what's the point? And in general, there might be some episodes where I don't even play a game. I don't know. This was more like of an experiment to see like, okay, what am I gonna do? I might even rename the podcast at some point. We will see. Like, it's not even really about the concept in my mind. It's more about what I want to say and who I want to talk to and all that. That's the more important thing. And Pokemon is just kind of my you know how like people have like their special interest or whatever, or I should say the TISM people have their special interest or whatever. Pokemon is probably one of my special interests. It's either that or like just computer stuff. I don't know. There's just something safe about Pokemon to me that I like. It's always something I can go back to. And I don't think I've talked about it much on the podcast yet, but I also have my own Discord, which is called the Strawberry Network, which I'm very proud of. I think it's a super cool name. So if you want to be like more involved with like the just me or the community, feel free to like join that if you want. There's always links to that in the description. I need to like kind of stop being like, oh, I'm gonna put it on the screen, because I realize most of the time I don't put it on the screen, and it's like, oh, because I just forget that I said it in the episode. But yeah, at the moment I'm actually really excited for my birthday. I can't wait. Let's see. Oh, I haven't talked about this, but I'm planning, instead of like doing an episode every 2 weeks, I kind of realized that's a bit too much for me. So I think I'm gonna really focus on like doing it once a month or something, or just just assume I'm doing it once a month, because I need to have topics to talk about. And usually I talk about like personal stories or whatever, and if I don't have any personal stories, it's like, okay, what am I even gonna talk about? But yeah, they're gonna be once a month, unless I have like something very specific I want to talk about. And it's not like I don't make talking videos in between. Like, I've made mental health videos, I've made, so I can do that as well, because these things take quite a while to make, because I'm editing everything myself and recording everything myself. Like, yeah, I should probably not drag this episode out. I was like, oh, I'll go another 30 minutes, but I think I'm running out of topics to talk about. But yeah, and so in a nutshell, to summarize, I guess, had a great time at TwitchCon. Makes me wanna make more friends and meet more people. It's always something I've enjoyed. I'm just too socially anxious and awkward to really push through it. But gotta try. And yeah, so TwitchCon was fun. My birthday is next week. It will be a stream, is the plan, on June 14th. I don't know if this will be up before that. It probably will. So mark it in your calendars. My birthday is officially on June 15th, but I'm just gonna make it like a birthday weekend, because most people are probably around on Saturday. And yeah, If you want to know the exact info, be sure to check out the community tab on YouTube. I'll probably put some notification about it on there because I still have to make all the graphics and things for it. And yeah, so that, and yeah. Sorry this episode was kind of chaotic, but I think I said the things I wanted to say. I've had fun. Hope you guys enjoyed listening to it. Hope you kind of like this vibe. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. And if you like what you hear, be sure to subscribe. There will be more content coming soon. I've just been kind of, the lack of uploads is for a reason because I went to TwitchCon last weekend. So I usually record and edit stuff in the weekend. So I couldn't do that for like a week. And yeah. Apart from that, if you want to hang out with us in the Discord, be sure to join the Strawberry Network. Link in the description. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter and on Blue Sky. Links are all in the description. And I'll see you guys around. Okay, I tried to press F5. There we go. I'll see you guys around somewhere on the network. So I'll be standing by for now. Hope you all have a good week/weekend whenever this goes up. And I'll see you around. Bye-bye.